It's the weekend and you have financial questions that need answering. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. This is the program that tries to take the mystery out of your financial life. And the way that we do that is we try to get you to do a little bit of work. If you're thinking about some change in your financial life or considering some next action, maybe you're looking at buying a home, selling a home, maybe you're just starting out, you don't know where to get going, maybe you're trying to figure out how to send your kids to college, or if you could ever retire, maybe just do something different. If that feels like something you can relate to, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little box. It says Contact Us. When you click that box, a form will pop up, and that's the email we will receive. Now, if you'd like to join us on the air live, all you need to do is check the box. Mark will do everything else because he is the greatest executive producer in the whole world. Now, while you're on the website, I encourage you to bookmark it because that's where all of our content lives, and that way you can go back anytime, very quickly on your desktop. Shoot us a note if something comes up. You can also sign up for our free weekly newsletter, which comes out on Fridays, a really great way to prepare for this weekend show. And we've got links to all the other broadcasts that we have. We've got 2 podcasts. We have videos. There are resources, and there is a blog. So you can check it all out. Again, it's jillonmoney.com. Right now, let's get the program started. We are talking to Ann, who joins us from Texas. Hello, Ann. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing wonderfully well. I love the accent. I mean, by the way, doesn't it drive you crazy if someone has lived in, say, the South or Texas for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden they're like New Yorkers and they say y'all? It just drives me nuts. Don't go to London for 5 minutes and then have a British accent. Don't go to Texas for 5 minutes and have a Southern accent. Just be yourself. Okay, Ann, it sounds like you come by it naturally. What is going on, and how can we help you out?
Well, obviously, I just feel really behind on retirement, even though I just kind of pulled away from a CFP that was kind of unresponsive.
Oh.
And so I just want to double check. She said that I would be fine once if I stay on the current track, but it just has me stressed out knowing that I may have to help my mother. And then also she has me in a ton of investments and I just don't even know, I just rolled them over to Fidelity and I just want to make sure what my next step should be.
Note to all of the financial professionals who listen to this show, and we have a bunch, non-responsiveness, not a great way to keep your clients.
No,
really
no.
not. You can almost make a bad mistake as long as you own it and you're in touch with people. When you're non-responsive, I don't like that at all. So I think probably a good decision. So Ian, tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
I'm 51.
And are you married, single, partnered, anything?
Oh, no, never married, no children, no.
Oh, okay. But you said you have a parent who's still alive?
Yes, my mother is still alive.
How old is Mom?
Oh, gosh, she's 72.
Okay, so she's young and doing okay, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Do you help her now financially?
Just a little bit with things here or there, but she always insists on paying me back, which I don't expect that. So, but I've had to help her with some major house stuff.
Right. So she doesn't have some big pot of money that is sitting there. Okay.
No.
All right. Now, the fact that you have never been married and have no kids may also indicate to me that you've saved a bunch of money. So tell us, now that you have moved, and you're working full time?
Yes, I am.
How much do you earn?
I think my base is I think it's 140.
Okay. And you're entitled to bonus, or are you commission based?
I get bonuses quarterly, and then we usually do a profit sharing. So I think last year I ended up making 150, 155.
Okay. And do you have a retirement plan through work?
Yeah, we just started it 3 years ago, which is
really,
probably, yeah.
Huh.
It's a small
what is it?
company.
Is it a 401k or a profit
Yes.
share? Okay, it's a 401k. And
Mhm.
you're putting money in right now?
I'm doing 10% Roth and 10% pre-tax.
Okay. How have you been saving prior to that 401k starting a few years ago?
Well, not much. I mean, I had a former 401k, so I've been with this company for a little over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing like some trying, but I also like I did a lot of stupid things and with money in my 20s and 30s, and then like really buckled down in my 40s. And also when I started working, I like made no money. I worked in sports. And so
Wait
I
a minute,
really
wait a minute. Hold on. You've just got our attention. First of all, let's just rename this that, Anne had a lot of fun in her 20s and 30s. And
I
then she was
did,
like, okay,
yeah.
let's stop having fun. Were you an athlete? Did you participate in the sports?
No, I worked in the athletic department. So
Okay.
I did like media relations.
Okay. By the way, Mark, just a little aside, it's been very hot in New York this month. And I was going down Broadway and I saw a woman doing a stand up, which you know what that is, right? Standing in front of an area about to do some broadcast, literally flat ironing her hair on the street, which was
Yeah.
amazing. One of the greatest things I've seen in a long time. All right. So you saved a bunch of money starting in your 40s. So what is it that you have in savings so far? Like, what did you roll over in that Fidelity account?
Okay, so I have about 136,000 in a rollover.
Okay.
I have about 2,300 in a traditional,
Okay.
and then I have about 25,000 in a Roth,
Okay. That's great.
and then I have about 1,100 in a HSA.
This is all good. How about in the plain old boring bank account?
So I always keep about 5,000 in cash
Mm-hmm.
in my checking accounts. I just started a brokerage account last year, so it has just under 9,000 in it.
How about where you
Oh,
live? Oh,
oh,
good. Yes.
sorry. And I also have a emergency fund of about 32,000.
Okay, so the bank plus the 5,000 plus 32,000.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you live in a house that you own or do you rent?
No, I rent.
How's your rent? What is the price?
Oh, it's like 2,100 a month.
Why did you say, ugh, that sounds not so bad.
Well, because I feel like it's a really nice place. It's like the first time that I've like lived somewhere that I like really love living because I've
Mm-hmm.
always not lived I've lived in okay places, but like I really love this apartment. And
Great.
so I
Listen,
just,
you make 150 grand a year. Why shouldn't you live in a nice place?
yeah, no, I love it. Yeah. But I know, but I'm like, oh God, that rent is so expensive. But yeah.
I think relative to the amount of money you earn, that's not bad. So
Yeah.
right now, as you were, you had like a dozen years ago, you're like, uh-oh, I had so much fun, but now I have to get serious. You started
Yeah.
putting money away. Now you're
Yeah.
putting 20% of your salary away, 10% Roth, 10% pre-tax, right?
Yeah.
We'll get back to Anne in just a moment. If you've got a financial question, if you are thinking that you're behind on some goal, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. It's the Jill on Money Show.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's Jill on Money. This is the program that is trying to help you understand what options are available to you to get where you want to go. We're like Google Maps for your money. We try to lay out the different routes, and you decide which one seems most appealing to you. Of course, just like a road trip, there are so many different ways to get there, and some involve more risk than others. Some are more scenic than others, slower, faster. It's really about what feels right to you and gets you where you want to go. So that's what we do. If you'd like to get in touch with us, go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's get back to Ann from Texas. Is there any other money that you are putting away on an ongoing basis into either the brokerage, the bank, anywhere else that you're putting money away just proactively?
So I'm doing $250 a month into the brokerage.
Okay.
And $250 a month into savings.
Okay, great. You are doing what you should be doing. You're saving money right now. I think the one question that I would have, since you do live in Texas, I'm wondering if maybe you should just do all Roth for your 401k. It will hurt a little bit just in terms of when you do your taxes next, but I think you're going to be better off. Mark, don't you think that Ann would be, she's in a 24% bracket no matter what, right? And at the highest, that's the highest. But Mark, do you think that you would do Roth also?
Well, I mean, 100%, obviously, but I would ease into it probably just, you know, instead of doing 10%, maybe do, like 12%, 8%, see how the paycheck feels.
And that's right. That's a great idea to just maybe like do it for the next, till the end of the year, just say 12% Roth, 8% pre-tax. See if you can change that up and then see how you feel. And then at the end of the year, you can make a different decision.
So I have 104 in my current 401k, which I hadn't told you these numbers. I have 104,000 traditional, and then, well, heck, I can't really tell. The statements are really weird that this company sends out.
Okay.
I want it, but it's the bulk of it. I have 136,000 total in that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's great. You are now saving money. You have found religion, if you will. You're doing it. I'm going to take you off the hook. Don't worry about the rent. Do you think, does your mom live near you right now, or does she live somewhere else?
She lives somewhere else.
Is it possible that you would move somewhere else towards your mom, or that she would move towards you? What do you think?
I don't know, because that's something that I'm trying to figure out where I want to go next.
Mm-hmm.
And the easy thing would be just to move back to my home area. But I don't know that I'm ready to do that.
Okay.
yet.
Well, it's something to keep in mind. Do you think that the cost of living in where your mom is cheaper than where you are now?
Yeah, a little bit cheaper. Yeah.
But would you be able to get as good a job?
That would be the question. I've talked to a friend that's a recruiter that has said that they didn't think that would be a problem. But I'm kind of one of those jacks of all trade, master of none people. So
me too.
Yeah. So it's like, you got to find the right fit.
If you say to me, like, oh my God, I'm behind on retirement, I don't really feel that you are. If you look back in time and you hear people like me yak around, oh, it's so good when you start early. It is. It's better. Like, had you from your very first job started putting 10% away, you'd have more money. But you know what? You didn't. Who cares? Really, I'm not that concerned. You're young. You're happy to work. Like, that's a big deal, right? Like, that you are actually happy to be able to work. And you can work, and it sounds like you're in a good place. You put your money away. We'd like you to tilt a little bit more towards Roth. But for somebody, just to be clear, for somebody who has basically feels like, oh, I'm so behind, you saved a bunch of money. You're in good shape. You don't have debt, right? And you're rocking and rolling. I wouldn't worry about this. I really do. I do really believe for most people, if you can take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am where I am. This is good. I'm doing what I should be doing. That's the message that I think is important. Do you have siblings, by the way?
I do. I have one brother.
Oh boy, she don't like the brother, Mark. You hear that?
I just feel like the boys get such a pass with the moms and their sons. And I'm just like, are you kidding me?
I know. I'll never forget that with my mother-in-law. Like, my wife and her sister were doing pretty much everything. And then some brother shows up, like, who hadn't showed up. Oh, he came to the... You're like, oh, God, really? Come on.
Like, he literally lives, like, around, like, a mile or two from here, too. So, yeah.
I know that. I know that drill, baby. Okay. I am going to give you please take a deep breath. Please know that you're doing what you should be doing. And I think that if you keep putting this money away, you will be on track to do the things you want to do. I mean, the fact that you've saved all this money in basically a dozen years is pretty amazing. And you'll just keep clicking away. And when you're ready to think about a different decision, like if in 2 years or in 2 months, if your friend, the recruiter, is like, hey, Anne, I have a great job for you. You could move back to where you grew up. You could be close to your mom. There's all this stuff. Like if you want to run numbers by us, you should do that. Because I think a lot of people are having these conversations about where is it that I want to be? I've lived in one place. I like it. I want to move someplace else. Or, I always get asked this question, like, what's the best place to retire? I don't know. It depends on the person. I wouldn't move to a place just because, there's a lower tax rate. I would move to a place because I want to be there. And if you find that moving back towards your mother and your, bust out brother. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably very nice. If you want to do that, then maybe there's a way to, and maybe you don't have to make 150 grand a year. Maybe you could have a very similar life and make 125 and it would work out okay. Yeah. It's all about like what it is that's possible for you and just keep doing what you're doing. You're in good shape. Now, because you're single, I'm just going to make sure I nudge you. Do you have a will? I'm sorry.
I'm having a hard time deciding like who gets stuff. Like I don't know why it's.
Well, let me ask you this. You've got a 401k right now and you had to ask, they asked you, who's the beneficiary? Is that your brother?
It's my mom right now. And then the contingency is my oldest niece.
Okay. We like the oldest niece?
Yeah.
All right. So.
Really doesn't like the brother.
I hate that brother. I hate him so much.
I don't hate him.
All right. Okay. I know. He might not even be good with money, so we'll figure that out. I would just, if you want to do that, only because your mom is young, that if you could say, like, my mom is the beneficiary of my retirement account, because maybe mom doesn't have so much money, and then make the niece the beneficiary of some other stuff. Just make her let her get the money. And if you wanted to, you can have like a letter that says to her, like, you got to take care of my mother, your grandma. You know what I mean? You can do some different things there, but try to get it done, because if you die intestate, guess where the money goes? Your brother's getting some of that money.
Yeah.
No matter what. If you don't have a will, he going to get some money. So if you want to prevent that, and he's maybe not so great with money,
he's fine with money. I wouldn't hate it. It wouldn't be the worst thing if he got it,
but it's not your preference.
It's not my preference. I really would like to figure out what charities to leave it. Actually, I would like to burn it all before I die, but
okay. Just tell me the day you're going to die and we can figure it out.
Exactly.
We'll do it. We'll go from there. I think you're in good shape. Get that done. All right.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
When I get like money from bonuses or, should I be throwing that into my savings or into my brokerage?
If you looked at your expenses right now, what are the expenses that you have? Like, you told me the rent is $2,100 a month, but if you add everything up, what are you spending? $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month?
Probably like $5,000 a month. Yeah.
You've got the 6 months of emergency reserve. So if you have a big bonus, I think I would probably put it in the brokerage.
Okay.
You're good. In fact, if you want to build up a little bit more in the bank account, that's fine, just because maybe you would move and that will cost some money. But otherwise, I think you can start using the brokerage account.
Okay.
You're listening to the Jill on Money Show, and we'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
You're back. It's Jill on Money, and we are here answering your financial questions. Right now, let's talk to Eric, who joins us from the state of Washington. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thank you for sharing your expertise with me.
Oh, boy. What a nice way to do an intro for me. I appreciate that. What can we do for you?
Well, I think it's a fairly straightforward question. I have an opportunity to buy an annuity, a one-time opportunity using pre-tax deferred compensation funds. And it seems like I just don't see any downsides to it. I don't know why everybody wouldn't do it. But now I'm wondering, well, it must be I'm missing something or I'm not seeing something.
Well, I just want to say the reason why people are skeptical about annuities, including me, is usually they're very expensive. There are fees that are embedded in them. And so it doesn't mean that you should never do it. It's just that kind of the old school life insurance annuity product has been very good for the insurance company, less good for the customer. So that's why you may have heard that they're, sort of the negative aspects of an annuity. But the idea of putting money into a contract with someone who takes on the risk of then spitting out the money down the line and creating an income stream, it's a good idea. It's just the cost is really the usually the mitigating factor, that as well as that you can lose access to your money. So the money you pop into that annuity, you lose that lump sum that goes in, or not lose it, but you don't have access to it in the same way as if it were in, say, a brokerage account. So that may be kind of the let's say that's the subtext of what you may have heard. So, but tell us about this particular annuity and what has happened. And first of all, tell us how old you are, Eric.
I am 65, and this annuity, it's offered through the state of Washington, so it's not not being privately offered. So I'm thinking it should be a good rate being offered to state employees. I don't know if, do you want to know the annuity factor or?
Sure. Well, first of all, so you're 65. Are you single or married?
Married.
And how old is your spouse?
She is 61 and a half.
Okay. And are you already retired, or is this part of your retirement plan?
Well, I quit work 5 years ago. So this is, yeah, but I couldn't claim retirement until I hit 65, which just happened last month.
Okay, got it. So now at 65, this triggers all the questions, right? Because now you have access to the pension, right?
Correct.
Okay. So now how much money is in the account?
590,000.
Wow. Okay, good job. And this is that's the lump sum. So the question is, when you have the option at age 65 of retirement, is the question, you can either have 590,000 in cash that you can roll over and manage yourself, or take that 590, buy an annuity, and create some income. Is that what the two choices are?
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Do you have to do the whole 590, or can you do a partial?
It's totally flexible. I could do a partial, or I could do all of it. I could do none of it.
Okay.
I can keep it invested with them, which does have fairly low fees as well. So
okay. What other assets have you guys squirreled away? Because if the 590 were the only money you had, we'd make maybe one set of choices. But if you've got other assets, then maybe we'll do something else. So what else have you guys done in terms of saving for retirement?
Well, I've got a current annuity of about $2,200 from a defined contribution account.
Okay, so that's already been annuitized. That's the income you're getting?
Correct. I've been getting it the last 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, income from annuity. What else?
Continue. My defined benefit annuity, which will start up this month, is going to be around $2,500 in cash. We have about $460,000.
Wow, great. Okay, keep going.
Our home's probably worth about $400,000. It's paid for. We have some recreational property up north, and that's about $200,000 on that.
Also paid for?
Correct.
So that's second home, vacation property?
Vacation property, yep.
Okay. And you're you're keeping both of these properties, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
Got it. Keep going.
In Roth IRAs, we have about $160,000.
Okay.
And about $85,000 in HSA funds. And my wife has in her former employer's 401k. We got that in a traditional IRA at Vanguard, $400,000 on that. And,
wow.
And then her current a Roth 401k, and that's at about that. We just started that like this year. It's like it's going to be like the max, which is $34,750 this year for her.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Do you guys have some grown kids or anyone else you have to take care of? Anything, parents that are still alive?
Yeah, we have my mom's still alive and she's doing fine, but we do have four boys. Three are out and doing really well. We do still have one at home here, so we're not sure how we're gonna deal with him yet. So he came back actually.
He's a boomerang kid.
Correct. Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, but the other three are on their own, doing okay.
Exactly.
And your mom is how old?
She's 91.
Wow, and she lives on her own?
Yep. Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes! Does she drive? Tell me the truth.
Yeah, she does.
Dude, my 85-year-old mother drives. I panic every time I think I hear her in the car. I do. I really need to. I don't know. My mom has been a bad driver for 60 years. So,
well,
it's rough.
We just recently reduced her radius driving to the little town that she lives in, but not getting out on the highway anymore.
Gosh. Okay. So you have income right now. Your wife is still working, right?
Correct. And she'll probably be working for another 3.5 years till she hit 65. And
how old? I'm sorry. How much does she earn?
About $90,000 a year.
So you have her 90,000 less whatever she's putting away, of course. Then you have the $2,200 a month plus the $2,500 a month from the defined benefit, right?
Correct.
Okay. How much money do you think you need for expenses? Just, rough.
Well, I think maybe 5,000 to 8,000 a month.
That's a little bit of a big area here. Let's look at 8 just for the heck of it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what's your game plan for Social Security?
I'm hoping we can both wait till 70 and maximize that.
What would that be?
For me, it'd be 4,000. And then
Wow.
For my wife, it'd be 2,500.
We'll get back to Eric in just a minute. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
If you've missed any part of the show or want to check out a past show, go to JillOnMoney.com for more great personal finance content.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, the program that's trying to help you make better, maybe just less bad financial decisions. Right now, let's get back to Eric from Washington State. Big picture, the life of Eric and his wife is amazing because right now you have $4,700 starting next month, $4,700 a month in income. You will eventually have another $6,500 in Social Security. I know it's all taxable. That'll cover all of your needs. So we really only have like 5, 6, 7 years or maybe just 5 years really, because your wife's still working, where you'd have to fill in a little bit of the gap. There's no bad decision you're going to make. I just want to be clear about that.
Oh.
Literally no bad decision that you can make. You could tell me that like, I'm buying the annuity or I'm not buying the annuity. Everything here is incredible because you've been very good savers. Okay. Now let's talk about this annuity deal that you are looking at. What would it be? You take the 590 of the 590, some portion of it, you could convert it. So what are the basics of this annuity?
The basics are, it includes cost of living increases based on the consumer price index over in Seattle. Mm-hmm. If I die before, say we put in the full 590.
Yep.
And after 3 years and it's paid out, a portion of that, whatever's left over, if I die prematurely, would go to my wife.
Now, this annuity, none of the $590,000 has been taxed yet, right?
Correct. No, it's all pre-tax.
So it's pre-tax. It's interesting to me because you have almost, even though, you have a ton of money that you've saved, we know that this 590 plus your wife's rollover from her old employer, the 400,000, that, we have $1 million that hasn't been taxed. And one of the things that might be intriguing from my perspective is to take some of this money, this 590, and turn it into an annuity because it is offered through a state, because it probably has a pretty good expense ratio, and use that to get this money out of the account and start paying tax on it so that you don't have one of those ticking time bombs that has to start coming out at age 75. So on this 590, if you were to choose to annuitize, to buy the annuity, what would it look like? Can you do like a 10-year annuity where all the money comes out over a period of a certain period? Would that be available to you?
No, it's just, it'd be for as long as I live.
But if you were to, what happens if I put 590 in and you die the next day?
Then my wife would get 590.
Okay. So as long as she's 100% beneficiary, right? It doesn't go, some annuities, you put the money in, you lose it. So, okay. That's the
benefit of this, I see.
Yeah, absolutely. So straight life, what's the dollar amount that it looks like when if you were to, do you have that model? Do they give you a number?
Yeah. Based on the factor, based on my age and all.
Yep.
So for the full 590, it'd be 3,400, say, per
3,400 per month for life with a COLA. And then you have nothing to really worry about. The money's coming out. I guess that maybe, just maybe, I might not, I don't know. I still like having the ability, like if I were to take part of this and let's say I did partial, I'm just going to pretend. And again, no bad decisions here. I think that if I took part of it, the only difference I would see is that you would now have an IRA rollover. Your wife would have an IRA rollover that, if the money accumulated too quickly, you could always do a qualified charitable distribution. That's the only thing you lose access to if it's annuitized, if you don't have, if all that money is put into the annuity. But if you feel like almost like constitutionally, this makes you feel secure, then I think there's no problem doing it. Everybody listening, this is just one of those examples where we don't have to worry about liquidity. They've saved a bunch of money, right? There's 400 grand in cash. There's another 400 grand in the traditional IRA. There's other stuff. The houses are paid for, all those things. But, many people don't have that ability. Additionally, we know that we got to get this money out. So an annuity is one way to do it. And it's kind of a simple, easy way to get that money out. And if you also feel like, you want to actually have access to a little bit more of the money to have more flexibility, then maybe don't do the whole thing. But that's the only downside I see. I don't think that there's anything worrisome here. I think this is a really good situation. And I guess the only other thing is, buckle everything else up. Make sure you've got the estate documents done, especially if you've got one son who is maybe not as adept at managing money. Maybe think about, well, what would I want to do if God forbid, we both drop dead together with this one who is not quite launched? What would we do? Would the other boys be the ones take care of it? Just think about those issues. But otherwise, I think you're in great shape. I don't think you can make a bad choice here. I really don't.
Well, that's good to hear. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You feel good?
Yeah, I do. I think, well, for me, going the annuity route, then I don't have to worry about RMDs down the road, and then I don't have to worry about having this investment account I've got to manage and keep an eye on.
Yes, it's easy. Yes, correct. Easy peasy. You got it. So, okay, I'm all in. Eric in Washington State, go enjoy yourself, and good luck. And good luck managing the mother who drives and the son who's returned home. So thank you so much for joining us. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. We are here trying to help you focus on what it is that you need. Now, I know a lot of you listen to the program and you're kind of voyeurs. I get that. I'm a voyeur too. That's why I love this show. But if you really want some help with a particular situation that is in your household, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. If you're shy and you don't think you're going to be joining us live, just give us a bunch of information so that we can better answer your question. That is what Judy did, and Judy writes that her mother has recently passed away, and she and her siblings are the beneficiaries of the estate. Now, specifically, she writes, there are 2 annuities that will be divided by 5. So there are 5 beneficiary siblings. Each beneficiary will be able to decide on their own how to receive the money. Now, 4 of the siblings are already taking Social Security. So Judy says if she takes the taxable lump sum from the annuity, which is $80,000, she writes, I will enter the second IRMA surcharge bracket. Okay, let me just stop here for a minute and tell everybody what IRMA is. IRMA is an acronym, and it stands for Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount, IRMAA. And we're talking about Medicare income planning. So the higher the amount of money that you earn, the more you may have to pay some supplemental fee for Medicare Parts B and D. That's what IRMA is all about. Now, in Judy's case, she says that she would have to pay an extra $370 for the year, and she wonders if she should pay this surcharge for 1 year, or should she use a 1035 exchange to push some of that annuity into a new annuity, avoiding the surcharge. Judy, I would absolutely just pay that surcharge. I would not get involved in another annuity with new fees. And as you said, it's just 1 year. So I'd pay that surcharge and I would not look back. I hope that helps. If you have a question about IRMA or an inheritance or anything else, go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
It's the weekend, and that can only mean one thing. You're listening to Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome back. It's hour number 2 of the Jill on Money Show. We are here trying to help you make better, more informed, more considered financial decisions. If you've got a question, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's talk to Maggie, who joins us from Colorado. Hello, Maggie. How are you?
I'm good, Jill.
What's
Thanks
going
for having
on?
me.
Oh, of course. What's going on? How can we help you?
Well, I'm one of those federal employees that took the DPR, so I'm retiring after 34 years at the end of September.
Oh my God. Wait a second. Stop. How does it feel to say that?
Pretty crazy. I've actually been on admin leave since the end of April. So.
Okay. All right. And what will that mean in terms of your pension?
So I'm lucky that I reached my full, it's called MRA with the government.
Okay. What does MRA stand for?
Minimum retirement age.
Okay. And so how old are you?
I'm not quite 57.
Almost 57. And so what'll the pension look like when you're done at the end of September?
Without the tax, it's $3,000 a month for my pension.
Mm-hmm.
And I also get that first supplement for 5 years.
Yep. Until you turn 62.
Yes.
How much is that supplement?
I think it's going to be without tax around $1,900.
Okay, so that's a pension, the supplement. Anything else that we have to look at here in terms of income from this deal?
No.
Okay. Are you single? Are you divorced? Are you partnered? Are you married?
Married.
Okay. And does your spouse also work right now?
My spouse is a bit older than me, and he actually already retired from the federal government.
Oh, how old is he?
He's quite a bit older than me.
Like quite a bit, like 30 years older? Like just
no,
trying to
like
figure that.
he's 74.
Okay.
So 17 years.
All right. Listen, no judgment here. Don't worry about it.
Right.
So he's already retired. And so he has income. And what's his pension look like?
Gross is $8,800 a month.
Wow. He must have
Because
been a big shot.
He retired under the older CSRS system.
Aha. Oh, that's good. And does he also get Social Security?
No, he won't because of that system. I will.
Yes. What will your Social Security benefit be when you get to, let's look at your full retirement age. Like at 67, what would your Social Security be?
Without any reductions, it said $3,200 a month.
So that's the income that we're looking at. So for now, for just today, it's $3,000 a month from your pension, plus that $1,900, plus your husband's $8,800. That's the basic income. Is there any other money coming into the household, actual streams of income?
Nope.
Okay. And how much do you guys spend?
So we only spend about $4,200 a month.
What happens if your husband passes away? Do you get some benefit of his, or does that go away?
Yes.
What's yours?
Part of his deductions from his pension are a spousal benefit.
And how much would you get the same 8,800 or something different?
No. I would probably get, I'm assuming this is after taxes too. I could get $3,300, $3,400 a month though.
With all this income, are you thinking of going back to work after you're done in September?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. That's good. I don't blame you, frankly.
Yeah.
What is the savings that you guys have cobbled together?
So I have TSP.
Okay.
And I have about $1,090,000.
Wow.
Yep.
Incredible. And that's not been taxed yet, right?
Most of it, unfortunately, or fortunately, is in the traditional. Only about $90K of that will be Roth because it started pretty late for me.
Okay. But still, it's $1 million. That's amazing. All right. What else you got?
I got a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
And it's got $285,000 right now.
Okay. What else?
I have one mutual fund. It's about $104,000 right now.
Just one fund with all that money in it?
Yeah, I've had it for a really long time. I don't know if you want me to tell you who it is.
Yeah, why not?
It's the Investment Company of America Fund.
Oh, American funds are good. That's good. Okay. That's great. And that's just in a brokerage account, right? So no tax implication of that except capital gains.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it for your assets?
I have some savings.
What you got?
I have $50,000.
Good. Now, do you and your husband keep your money separate? Because you're breaking it out like I have versus he has. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, I've had an account. He has an account, but then we funnel things into a joint account for that.
That's cool. Whatever works for you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
You guys have kids?
No.
Okay.
And also, my husband still has some money in the TSP.
Oh, what does he have?
He has about $230,000.
But he has to take that out for minimum
He
required
does.
minimum. Okay.
Yeah.
What else
And
does
that's
he have?
all traditional.
Yeah.
He has some savings, about $25,000.
All right, that's great. How about a house? You guys have a house?
Yes.
How much is it worth?
About $600.
Any mortgage?
No.
No
We
debt.
paid
You're
it
not
off,
debt
yeah.
people. No,
we got no debt, no car loans.
All right. So let me ask you a question. It seems to me that you're in fantastic shape. What is your question for us?
That's just what I wanted to know, even though it would be hindsight.
Okay, here's the thing. I feel like so many people who are in the government have been contacting us like, did I screw up? Because it's like you get scared. But
Yes.
I mean, obviously, you guys don't spend a ton of money and you have a bunch of assets. I mean, there's nothing bad that's going to happen here. It's a good story. And, frankly, even without all of this money that you have saved, you guys have the income. I mean, your husband, it must be, together, just not I shouldn't say that, but like your husband at $8,800 a month, it can't be that you're spending all that money. So what happens to that money over time? Is it building up into, are you spending it someplace that I'm not accounting for? Because you have a lot of money coming in. So where is it all going?
I mean, some of that is before he gets stuff taken out because he
Mm-hmm.
pays for high health insurance, Medicare B,
Yeah.
and then
So
my spousal benefits. So he's netting $5,500 a month.
but even 5,500
Yeah.
covers the 4,100, right? Or 4,200.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going into savings. We did recently have a large home project we did, so he
Oh,
did
that's
have to
fun.
pull
All right.
out
Now,
for that.
what is your, I mean, so you're in great shape. There's no problem here. Absolutely no problem. Frankly, thank goodness you have that spousal benefit also, because even if it were gross, even if it's 3,300, let's just pretend it was a gross amount. That if something happened to him, you would get 3,300 a month. You'd add it to your $3,000 a month. You also have your supplement to age 62 and put that all together. Even if you take tax out, you're meeting your spending needs. You're in great shape. If there's something going on in your life and you need a little mentoring, coaching, a little nudge, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and don't forget to check the box if you want to join us live. We'll be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's Jill on Money. Let's go to an email. This is from Regina. I'm a retired senior citizen who owns a fixed week timeshare in Florida. I think it's also now known as a deed week timeshare. I've owned it for about 15 years. I only paid $800. When I first purchased it, the maintenance fees were about $700. They're now up to around $1,400 to $1,500 a year. I'd like to get out of this timeshare contract, but when I contacted one of the firms that claimed they could get you out of it, they wanted a fee of $8,000. A friend told me a few years back she just stopped paying her maintenance and never heard from the timeshare again. She also told me another friend did the same thing. I'm afraid to do that because part of the maintenance fee does go for taxes, so I'm afraid of repercussions. Could a lien be placed on my current home if I were to do that? Any information you could provide would be greatly appreciated. Oh, gosh. Okay. So this is one of those horrible situations which my dearly departed mother-in-law used to say, timeshares are for suckers. And here is the problem. It is hard to get out of them. When people pass away, I know that any unowed money is sometimes like there's a claim on the estate. I've never heard about a claim being placed on a current home. So I'm inclined to say I'm not sure. So I just want to be clear about that. I would maybe talk to the place that is the timeshare company in Florida and even say, well, what happens if, and can I pay my taxes directly? Maybe that would be a possibility, but it's not a great situation. Mark, would you just stop paying? Would you try that?
Oh man, the fact that the taxes are tied to this, that's what scares me. It's not in my DNA to do that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Jenna is 54 years old and married. They have 2 kids, one launched, one launching soon. My husband wants to retire next summer after our second kid graduates college. My husband makes $150,000, maxes out his HSA and Roth 401k. She is recently unemployed. She says, I might do some side gigs to bring in some income for the next few years, not counting on a significant amount of income. All right, here's what they have. They've got combined IRAs about $1.3 million. Pretty good. 75-25 when you stock bond. Inherited IRA, which has about $150,000. It's all in stocks. Roth IRAs, $590,000. Oh my God, it's so risky. It's all FANG and QQQs, meaning it's all high-tech stocks, and the triple Qs, which is the NASDAQ 100. There's an HSA of $18,000, a brokerage account, $700,000. and it's more conservative. This one's about 15% stocks, 85% bonds. Well, that's not bad. Second brokerage, just one stock that has $190,000 worth, cost basis of $6,000. Planning on doing some capital gains harvesting over the next couple of years to be in a lower tax bracket. So waiting probably till he retires and then starting to sell some of the stock so that you can sell it at a low capital gains rate. Cash and cash equivalents, about 20 grand. Rental property, $550,000. They have a mortgage on it, about $175,000. It looks like they are basically cash flowing after all of their expenses, $1,400 a month. They've got a house that's worth $1.1 million with a mortgage balance of $225,000, and the interest rate is 2.25%. Oh my gosh. Okay. Inheritance, future inheritance, $900,000 in about 5 to 10 years. Parent is 80 years old, has a long-term care policy. So basically it looks like that this 900 grand is pretty solid. They have term life insurance will end in 2027. They also have a long-term care policy. Wow. Social Security. They say they're going to plan on drawing at 62. I don't get why you would do that. I would wait till my full retirement age. I don't know. Unless there's something you're not telling us about health. I don't know. I would really wait till your full retirement age. They're going to go on the Affordable Care Act. And this is so funny. Let me just read this part. How much money do you have? They've got like millions of dollars, basically. They're in great shape. So this is what the one line that's making me laugh. Healthcare from retirement to age 65. We plan on getting the Affordable Care Act and those subsidies when we have no income. Okay, guys, come on. This seems like silly. Just live your life. And if you qualify for the subsidies, great. Don't go crazy with this. They spend about $9 grand a month. And their cars are paid for. They want to leave each kid $1 to $2 million each. That's what I say to that. They want to spend 50 grand a year on travel, retire, blah, blah, blah. Are they okay? I mean, things look pretty good, especially with that 900 grand coming in. I don't know if you're going to spend 50 grand a year in travel. That seems like a lot, actually.
Oof, that's some travel. Oh, yeah. Geez.
I mean, it seems to me that like your game plan, okay. In general, if we're saying that you're spending $9 grand a month, yeah, there's no problem. Everything's good. Now, all of a sudden, you want to leave each kid $1 to $2 million. I wouldn't even plan on that. You're so young. Like, let's get you going. If you want to spend 50 grand a year on travel so that that is not $9,000 a month, obviously, I think that's harder. I think now all of a sudden you are making my life a little bit more difficult because now we're at 9. We're not at 9. We're at 13,000. I would do this. I would run these numbers through the mill, meaning you've got a bunch of investments. Go to one of these websites, run the numbers, run it at 10 grand a month. And I think you're mostly okay, but stop worrying about the legacy for the kids. Are you going to, you want to spend less money? Here's a question. What do you want to do? Travel or leave your kids $1 to $2 million? Maybe you're going to have that choice. I think that you're in good shape. I don't think that you can do everything you want. Okay. This is a question from May, who says, I'm going to be 58 this year. My husband will be 52. We have 2 boys, ages 21 and 19, the oldest finishing college this year. $25,000 left in a 529, which would take care of half of the tuition. We set aside $25,000 for his last term. Youngest has 4 years left with double major. Oh boy. We have enough to cover him in his 529, except for the last year. Should be partially covered by the school due to an international internship. Okay. They got $3.3 million in a 401k. And another 600 grand in an IRA. Neither of those have been taxed. They have a Roth of 695 grand, investments of another $500,000, and savings at 700,000. You got to be kidding me. And there's an IRA. Budget is about $8 grand a month, including travel for about $1,000. But they got RIFT. Our husband got RIFT, meaning a reduction in force. Are they going to be okay? You're going to be fine. 58 and 52. Does he have to go get another job? I don't know. I think you got a lot of money. That's just my 2 cents. she's 58. Is she working?
My guess is she is not.
So the question is really, can we get this money out of, because if she's 52, that's a typo and he's 62, I'm a little bit concerned about the time horizon of when he can get money. But they got a lot of money and they don't spend a lot of money. So it seems to me like everything should be fine. Mary wants to know, what is our opinion about a 529 versus the Trump savings plan? I think the 529 plan is far preferable, because the other one, the Trump plan, you don't get tax-free withdrawals. It's basically like an IRA. You're going to pay the money. You got to pay the tax that's due on the way out. So no, use a 529 instead. I got this question a lot right after the plan started. So definitely. Question. This is from Al. Listening to your show, and I just heard you talk about a Schwab money market and a CD. Is there an advantage to one or the other? CD has a slightly higher rate, but not liquid. Yeah, that's the thing. It is a slightly higher rate, and it's not liquid, but it also may be that it is going to be locked in. So depending on when you need the money might be the determining factor of which one you choose. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back. It's Jill on Money. We are here trying to help you make better financial decisions, maybe less bad ones. We are often so tough on ourselves when it comes to money. I don't want folks to be intimidated by how much or how little they know, how much they have or don't have. Every single one of us has some sort of financial issue. It's because we're human beings and money can be really emotional. So let's strip away any of the judgment, either that you're judging yourself or someone in your family or anyone else that you care about. Come join us. Let us help you get out of those emotional traps and deal with what's in front of you. All you need to do is go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us on the program live, all you need to do is check the box and Mark will do everything else. Now, while you are on the website, check out our subscription service. It's called Jill on Money Live. That is where if you plunk down $45 for the next 12 months, you will have access to quarterly live webinars, the entire back catalog of those webinars, bonus audio and video content, all there for you. Jill on Money Live. Of course, if you don't want to spend the money, there's plenty of free stuff on the website, including the free weekly newsletter, the blog, videos, resources, JillOnMoney.com. That's where you'll get all that stuff. Right now, here is an email. It's from David, who says, I'm contacting you after listening to your radio show on the weekends. It's great stuff. Oh, by the way, we have a radio show. You can find that under the radio link on our website. David says, I have been unsuccessful in getting my wife to believe that going to a CPA and a fiduciary is a good idea. But now I'm up against the wall and I'm desperate for some sound advice. Okay, here we go. David writes, I'm 65 and I'd like to retire. I'm the sole breadwinner. I have $640,000 in my 401k. And if I were to take my pension in a lump sum, I could get about $423,000. If I don't take the lump sum, the monthly benefit would be $1,500. And that would be with a 50% survivor. Social Security should be about $3,000 a month. We've got $275,000 in cash savings account. Question, should I take the lump sum and roll it into the 401k and invest it to generate income, or should I take the monthly pension amount? My wife prefers the guaranteed pension monthly amount. We did not take risk in our younger years. We're paying for it with very little return in our investment choices. It seems that the few times I did diversify, it backfired. I ended up on the short end of things. I found myself going back to a safe 2% return. My wife will not qualify for Social Security, so when I take hers, she'll get half of mine. That is correct. He asked, is that correct? Home is paid for. Property taxes are increasing. I worry about the buying power of our dollars. I have no life insurance on myself. The premiums are now expensive. I worry about one medical event wiping us out if I were to retire early, but I don't know how much longer I can keep going. The 4 a.m. wake-ups are taking their toll after 37 years. Okay, David. She likes the consistency, that $1,500 a month. I guess one thing about taking that monthly benefit would be that they're starting to get the money out of the account. So if they have $4,500 a month, here's a question that I'm going to put back at you, David. Can you live on $4,500 a month? That's a big question. And if you can, then maybe you take the monthly pension because it will give her it'll kind of ease her mind. If you can't, and that you're going to have to eat into what you've saved, then we've got a problem. So would you consider giving up the 4 a.m. workout, but doing something else, little side hustle, little something? I need a little bit more information, but I have to say that my inclination is maybe to get that monthly benefit just to make her feel better. Then you'll have your Social Security. And if you can live on $4 or $5 grand a month, then you'd be okay. It wouldn't be great, be okay. So I need a little bit more information, though, for sure. Okay. Kathy says she just changed jobs, and she says, I don't know what to do with my 401k from my previous employer. My new employer does not offer a 401k, and I'm 4 years away from retiring. I can't believe people don't have 401ks. It's crazy. Okay. Kathy, when you have an old retirement plan, there's 3 basic options. One would be to keep the old 401k where it is. If that's allowed with the plan, and maybe it's a good plan, maybe it's got Vanguard funds or Fidelity funds or T. Rowe Price or Charles Schwab. If it's a good plan, maybe keep it there. Easy. The second option would be if you did have a 401k, you could roll it over, but you don't. And then the third option would be you could roll it into an IRA rollover account at one of the big, I would say the big houses that offer cheap index funds. Again, when I say that, when people are hearing this, I don't want you to think it's anything too esoteric. I'm talking about Fidelity or Schwab or Vanguard or T. Rowe Price or E-Trade. If you can manage the money yourself, you just roll it over. Because you're just a few years away from retirement, I'm not even so sure you need to do anything else beyond that, but I'd love to hear more about what's going on. But those are your basic options when you have an old retirement plan. Leave it where it is, move it into a new plan, which you can't do, and the third being move it into an IRA rollover account. Okay. Here is from Georgianne, who says, I have a universal life insurance policy. It was taken out when I was 29. I am now 69. God bless you. You had that for 40 years. The surrender value, which means, just to be clear, gang, it means you've paid into this policy that stays in place for your entire life. That's why it's a form of permanent life insurance. The surrender value is now $7,125. It's a $50,000 policy. And by the time I get to 83, then the surrender value will go down. That's because you'll be paying premiums for all of that. Question. I'm wondering, should I surrender this, get the $7,000, invest it elsewhere, or keep it? Chances of me living past 83 is hopeful. Thank you for your advice. Here's the thing. I guess that it depends on what else you have. If you have other assets and nobody really needs this money, then, I think if you had $7,000 and you invested it, could it be $50,000 in 20 years? Maybe not, but maybe you just want the money and maybe it's not worth it. And if you were to live beyond 83, then it really stops being worth it. So I'm interested in maybe getting out of it, but I'm not willing to say that today until I know what else is going on in your life and who is relying on you for the assets upon your death. If you've got something on your mind, all you need to do is go to the website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and let us know how we can help you out. For those of you who are shy and you're just writing the email, give us a lot of details so we have something to go on. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
If you've missed any part of the show or want to check out a past show, go to JillOnMoney.com for more great personal finance content.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. We are here trying to help you navigate whatever is in front of you financially. Now, the funny thing is, it's called Jill on Money, but I have a friend who says when he listens to the program, he really is struck by how much we're getting into people's lives. And I know that sometimes it feels weird to say this, but our money is entwined in some of the big life decisions that we are making. For example, when you buy a house, or maybe when you're thinking about funding college education, or you're thinking about a career change. Some of these things are straight up easy to understand financial issues. Some of them are really emotional. So we get involved in a lot of this stuff because it's important for me and Mark to hear what's going on for you so we can help coach you, mentor you to the right place. So if you've got a question, just go to the website, jillonmoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. If you would like to join us live, don't forget to check that little box. Mark will do everything else, and he'll arrange to get you on the air. And I love the conversations. They're so great. That said, I know a lot of you are shy. It's okay. We do take emails. In fact, this email is from John. Hi, Jill and Mark. Third marriage for both of us. How about that? My wife is retiring in 2 years. She will be 63. I will be 70. If she applies for her Social Security benefit, it would be $2,700. My regular Social Security benefit would go to $1,750, up to $700 due to spousal benefits. I'd be entitled to half of her full retirement age payment of approximately $3,500. With my pension and Social Security payments, our monthly income, $10,000, which would cover our monthly expenses without touching our retirement funds, which are about $1.5 million. Does it make sense to apply at that point? We're both in good health. Okay, everybody listen up. When you're in good health and you don't need the money, we think you should always wait until your full retirement age, 67, or potentially age 70 if you can wait, because it just makes more sense. You get more money. And especially if you're in good health, then you're going to outsmart the model. If you're not in good health, then you take it early. But there's no reason to take it early in this case. There really isn't. And I think that waiting is always preferable if that's possible. Again, if that's possible. All right, Jeff wants to know, should I focus more on building up my brokerage account? That is the subject. Hello, Jill and Mark. We love your show. Thanks for everything you do. So Jeff says, I have a question regarding my allocation. I am 58. My wife is 60. I'd like to retire in 2 years at age 60, if possible. Okay. We spend about $8,000 a month. Our only debt is the mortgage on the house. $70,000 remains. The rate is 3.375%. Okay, the savings, we have traditional 401k, $855, Roth, $95, rollover IRA, $282, Roth IRA, $39. There's $32,000 in a brokerage account, $16,000 in savings, plus another $44. So $60,000 in savings or high yield savings. Okay, pension. Oh my God, he's going to get a pension. And so he's got, in 2 years, if he wants to withdraw starting at age 60, it's about $2,400 a month. If he wants to wait until withdrawal at age 65, it's $4,000 a month. Oof. Social Security, $4,000 at age 67, $5,000 at 70. Wife claims half of his. They max out their 401k. Should I use some of that money to boost my brokerage account, especially if I were to retire at 60? Yes. Here's what I think. Well, let me do two things. You have a Roth 401k and you have a traditional. I have no problem actually putting money in the Roth. I would not put more money into the traditional because you definitely are going to have an issue. It seems to me that if you're spending $8,000 a month and you're going to get a pension at age 65 of $4,000 and then another $4,000 at age 67, you're in great shape. But you are going to have money that needs to come out of this traditional environment, that $855 in your traditional 401k plus the $280 in the rollover. So I think what I would probably do is this. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs, and I like hearing your voice when I have these kinds of conversations. My guesstimate would be that if you feel like you want to pull back and just not put any more money into retirement and build up the brokerage account, that's fine. Otherwise, just put it in the Roth. That's fine. Now, in 2 years, what happens? You are going to have the ability to pull money out of the pension, but I wouldn't do it. I'd wait unless you're in bad health again. But if you wait for those 5 years from 60 to 65, start pulling money out of that money that hasn't been taxed yet. And then what you can do is you'll live on that money. You'll reduce that burden in the future. And then you'll take your Social Security either at 67 or 70. Again, it really depends on your health, and you're in great shape. I don't think I have a big preference on using money to go into your Roth versus your brokerage. I don't know if you do, Mark, but I feel fine about where they are. Just know that I don't think, again, unless you have bad health, I don't think you should start withdrawing at 60. Do you agree with that, Mark?
100% in terms of Roth versus brokerage. I mean, we're only talking about 2 years. It's not going to make a difference really either way. But, if you are going to do the brokerage, then at least contribute enough to get the match.
Exactly. And otherwise, you can do whatever you want. It's not going to be a bad thing either way. And you're in great shape. How amazing is that? I like people who are in these positions where it's like, all right, I can start the clock when I want to. It's really good to plan this out. If you need a little help thinking about a future goal that has to do with money, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. And before we conclude, just a few reminders. All of our information lives on our website. That is JillOnMoney.com. And if you've missed any part of this program, you can always go to JillOnMoney.com and just click on the radio link, and you'll see the various programs are there. You'll also see that we've got 2 podcasts. One is called Jill on Money. That is Monday through Friday, so 5 days a week. And the other one is called Money Watch, which we drop on the weekends. Now, you can subscribe to those podcasts on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Let's get to the last question of the day. This is from Doug, who writes, I'm 57 years old and I'm planning to retire at age 60 or 62. I've got about 75% of my retirement in pre-tax 401k investments. I am happy with where the money is invested right now, but I do feel like I need to speak to somebody about a tax strategy to minimize how much I'm going to pay the federal government. I'm not working with a financial advisor, and I'm wondering if I need to speak to one, or is my concern better discussed with a tax accountant? What are your thoughts? Well, this is a great question, and I think there are 2 possibilities here. You could speak to a certified financial planner, someone who is a fiduciary, has to put your needs first, and just pay them by the hour to come up with a withdrawal strategy around this retirement money that hasn't been taxed yet. A CPA should also be able to do this, but in either case, be upfront with the folks, say, I want to pay a flat fee, and I absolutely do not want any money management. For me, because I am a CFP, I'm sort of more comfortable with that route. But, again, no product, no sales, no nothing. I want to pay you by the hour, pay you to come up with a strategy, and then tell them you will be executing this strategy. I think you'll be able to do it. I think you'll be able to find a professional. You can go to letsmakeaplan.org or NAPFA, the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors, NAPFA.org. That's it. That's the show. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is our executive producer and king of all things web. We ask that you lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.